Jim, congratulations on another finish. At this point in your career, we can't stop you. We can only hope to contain you. What has it been like on this run and to do it again tonight?
It feels great, in the 40 UFC fights and training camps. There have been a lot of ups and downs, and each one of those times I fought a badass individual, and sometimes camps weren't easy, and sometimes they were. And to get to this point and kind of to overcome some of the things that I've had to overcome, I'm super proud of what I've been able to do. I'm just a 5'8", a hillbilly from the woods of New Jersey, and I'm outlasting everybody and still finishing dangerous fighters inside the octagon. So yeah, I'm excited. It was a great opportunity to share the octagon with Cowboy. I feel like we're both cut from the same cloth. That anytime, anywhere, any place mentality that feels like it might be going away in some instances in the younger generation, but it was cool to share the octagon with them. The numbers involved in this fight will never happen again. It was an awesome night, and to be able to share it with my kids and my wife and my parents were able to be here, which it's been 2.5 years since any of them have been to a fight.
I was just going to ask, is this the best way breaking the record could have gone down? I mean, maybe winning the belts by breaking the record might be a little bit better, but just the opponent, the arena, the fight week, you mentioned your family. Is this the best way this could have happened for you?
Absolutely. It's bittersweet. I'm a fan of Cowboy. I really like the guy. He not only his fighting style, but he gives me the impression that he's a great father, and I love that. So it's bittersweet seeing him go, and being the guy that that beats him, but on the same stroke, taking the lead from the guy who I am tied with. It's not like he already retired and then I just through attrition got there, but taking it from him, it means a lot, and it was a heck of a night.
What means more to you? Because now you're like multiple trivia questions because you broke the record and you did it against Donald Cerrone, a guy you have so much respect for. Mm-hmm. So what means more to you, breaking the record or being Donald Cerrone's final opponent?
The biggest thing is winning, going out and performing and doing it in the way that I like to do it. Like I said in the lead up, there's not a single picture of me excited to win a decision in the UFC. It doesn't exist. So I was able to go out, have a tough fight, get a little banged up, bang him up a little bit, and found my opportunity to put him away and do that. And unfortunately, the damage was there, but that's kind of a quintessential Jim Miller fight. But I'd say the win, over Donald and sharing the octagon with him was the big thing. A lot of the other numbers and stuff like that is I don't really care. I'm still going.
Hey, Jim, and this fight was at 170.
Yep.
You told us you didn't have to cut any weight. How did you feel in there fighting at welterweight?
I felt fantastic, which is dangerous because, I've got my cuts dialed down pretty good. They're never easy, but I know that I can lose the weight. There was a period of time where I was, I would walk in the upper 180s. And there was no way that I was like making that cut in like 2 weeks. But I would diet down and I'd get it done and they were difficult, but whatever. And, this one, like eating dinner with my team and family on Thursday night before weigh-ins was like, this is really weird. Like I should be suffering in a bathtub or in the sauna, scraping the sweat off of my body. I shouldn't. I shouldn't be doing that. I'd like to see a fix because honestly, I felt great out there, and it might be hard to make that cut again. So it was awesome.
So just to clarify, are you leaving the door open maybe to have another fight at 170?
I definitely am. If the right opportunity at 170, arose, I'd be gung ho to do it.
And just, because this was at 170, let's say you go down to 55, like what does a win here do because it wasn't at 155?
It kind of it stifles that, adding up the numbers at lightweight, which, like I said, I don't really care about all that much because I'm fighting, and at this point, I'm looking at the next one. I'm looking to relax with my family, go on vacation, veg out a little bit, and then get back into the gym and train for the next one, before the end of the year. But yeah, it's
We're all fans at the end of the day, just like, you're a fan as well too. What was your favorite Donald Cowboy Cerrone fight, excluding tonight, obviously, because you beat him?
I think that his knockout against Rick Story was probably one of the most beautiful combinations that we've ever seen inside the octagon. That was the type of thing that, like, as a fighter, it's like, whew, that gives me chills.
Hey, Jim.
Yep.
Just one back here. Talked about it, 40 walks, breaking the record and all that. And you jump up on the cage and you celebrate it. 40 times out there, some went your way, some didn't. Does getting up there after a win still feel as good as the first time?
100%. Absolutely. I love the fight. I do. The feeling that I get when I'm walking to the octagon, honestly, the feeling of suffering through camp, like it hurts some days. It's difficult. I'll have to tell my kids, like, hey, Daddy doesn't really feel like wrestling today because I'm banged up. And I was a little banged up coming through camp on this one. And I had to kind of tell him to ease up on me a little bit. But yeah, making the walk to the octagon and squaring up with somebody, it's a different feeling. I haven't found anything that is the same. There are a couple things that I found that are slightly similar, in the urgency, but I enjoy it. I still enjoy it today. And I'm going to enjoy the next one. And I make no guarantees after that.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Jim, in the back here, just after all of the fights that you've had, like, what more do you feel on your own personal level that you still have out there to accomplish? What is something that you set for yourself that you still want to do?
I'd still like to fight for the title. I was knocking on the door. This sport is all about timing, and there were a few of us that were right there. There was a bunch of rematches and some canceled fights that slowed things down, and a few of us missed out on our opportunity. But I'm still here. I'm a 38-year-old, soon to be 39-year-old lightweight, which is old for this division. I've got more fights, more wins than anybody. I'm the only American with 10 or more submissions in the UFC. There's a whole bunch of numbers, and I will be ready. I will always be ready. And if somebody backs out, I am always there, and I'm going to continue to keep training my ass off and fighting as hard as I can. Even if it's reckless sometimes, and hopefully, the stars align one day, and I get my opportunity, and I can guarantee you that I'm going to go in there and I'm going to fight my heart out like I have done in the 40 previous walks.
Thank you.
Jim, congrats on the win. Just one for me.
Yep.
All the accolades, all the awards, all the recognition, the time in the cage. Do you still find something new and you're like, I didn't know I could do that as a veteran in the UFC?
Totally. I was just telling somebody in one of the other interviews before, like there's a lot that I'm capable of that you haven't seen, and it sucks. It's frustrating sometimes. It's like I've had 52 professional fights, and the Kimura was always my gym move. Like the best guys that I would train with, the world champs and the world class guys, the ones that were lighter than me and the ones that were heavyweights, I would Kimura them. And I haven't hit one in a fight yet. So, it's kind of my unicorn. I'm still looking to catch it, and there's plenty of stuff that I'm capable of that hasn't come out in a fight, and it might one day. It's a matter of just me being loose and ready to go and having fun. But hopefully I can continue to put on these performances and show you guys some of that stuff and maybe shock you a little bit.
Sounds good. If you hit the Kimura, then it will be the Jim Mora. So congrats on the win. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you.